So after I had discussed all of my legal issues with this law firm, the next thing that they wanted to talk to me about was my legal status in Korea. They actually advised me that it was very important that I found out what my legal status was, because they said that it was entirely possible that Chung Dahm could have cancelled my visa and that I didn't even know about it. So they said that it was um, it was imperative that I find out what my legal status was, because if my visa was cancelled without my knowing, it was possible that I could have an exit order to leave the country. And if you fail to uh, follow an exit order, so that's like an order to leave Korea, that means that you will be fined at the airport, and I think it might actually make applying for any Korean visa in the future more difficult. So they were saying you may have an exit order and not know about it, and if you do, you really need to follow it. So you need to find out straight away what your legal status in Korea is. So they tell me this, and I'm sort of moderately concerned, because at like during the week of training on the Friday, I was told by this guy wearing a mask who I didn't know, that probably my visa was going to be cancelled. But I had spoken to Jennifer, and they did agree to giving me a release letter. So on the Tuesday, following the week of training, as I said, I spoke to Jennifer about my release letter on the Monday, and then on the Tuesday, I get an email from her, and I'll just read it out. It says, if you're planning to stay in Korea, we need to know where you'll be transferring your visa to. Immigration needs such info in order to give you the release letter. Thank you. So, this is what she wrote to me in an email on the Tuesday, and this was a little bit suspicious. When I first read it, I thought it was slightly suspicious, because with the release letter, you're meant to be able to take this to like job interviews. So how can you take it to job interviews if you need to know the um, if you need to know the name of your future employer? It's a bit of a catch-22. You have to find the new employer and provide them with a release letter before you can tell uh, Korean immigration who you're working for. So this sounded really suspicious to me, that Korean immigration needed to know where I was going to be working before Chung Dahm could issue me with a release letter. So this sounded a little bit suspicious to me, but I was sort of moderately concerned about this, and I thought, I wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but I thought, maybe I will still get this release letter. So anyway, I got this email on the Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday, I speak with this law firm, and they say, no, you need to find out what your legal status is, because they could have cancelled your visa without you knowing. So this sort of puts me in a slight panic, and so I send more emails to Chung Dahm. I say, have you cancelled my visa? I need to know what's going on. So I think I sent an email to Benjamin Ha, who is the head recruiter, and I said, what is my visa status? Have you cancelled it? And so I get an email from him saying, no, your visa has not been cancelled. And then the on the Wednesday, I think this is just like the afternoon that I'd come back from this law firm, I get another email from Jennifer, my recruiter. So she sent me this email, and basically she was just forwarding another email that she had received from another person that works for Chung Dahm. I had no idea who this person was that she'd forward that I was getting this forwarded email from. But anyway, this is the email that she sent me. It says, "Hi Jennifer, Daejeon called me just now to inform the status of his visa. The visa is not cancelled yet. However, immigration office informed Daejeon that he has only a week in Korea and must leave the country within a week. In order to cancel his visa, they had to present the airplane ticket with date of departure. Daejeon went to immigration on the 28th of July to report that he does not work in Daejeon. Please inform him of this and let me know if he knows where he wants to transfer the visa to." So I get this email, and this seems really, really strange. First, that the visa is not cancelled yet. And second, they still want to know the uh, where I want to transfer to so they can give me a release letter. This makes absolutely no sense if you're familiar with the Korean visa system. Um, if you get a release letter from like a former employer or your employer, um, the visa does not get cancelled. Once the visa is cancelled, you can't get any sort of release letter. So basically, that they were telling me that they tried to cancel my visa, but they couldn't because I wasn't present. Because by law, both the employer and the employee are meant to be present at Korean immigration when they cancel a visa. And so anyway, they were basically telling me that they had tried to cancel my visa but couldn't because one, I wasn't there, and second, they didn't have a ticket with a date of departure with my name on it, so they couldn't cancel my visa. But at the same time, they tell me that I have a week to leave the country. I have to leave Korea within a week. So this really made no sense, all of this stuff that they put in an email. So at this point, I got very suspicious of them. And so I thought, I cannot rely on Chung Dahm for any sort of information about my legal status in Korea. So I tell the law firm in Gangnam all of this, and they say you need to deal directly with Korean immigration to find out what your legal status is. So there was a small immigration office in Gangnam, I think at the COEX Mall, and so I went there sort of after I spent the morning at the law firm on Wednesday, and I went there to try and find out whether my visa had been cancelled. So I go in there, and they're not particularly helpful, and they said, "Oh no, speak to your employer, speak to your employer." They're sort of too lazy to deal with me, and so I just said to them, "Please give me please give me the phone number of Daejeon Immigration Office, and I will call them. I need to find out whether my visa is cancelled or not." So eventually, they do give me the number for Daejeon Immigration Office. I go over the payphone and I call Korean Immigration in Daejeon, and then I finally speak to whoever I need to speak to, and they tell me, "Oh, you need to come to Daejeon right away. We need to see you immediately. It's very important." I said, "Well, what's happened? Have you canceled my visa? What's going on?" They said, "Oh no, but your employer was in here the other day, and he told us that you didn't work for him anymore. So we need to make some changes to your period of stay in Korea because the original visa was issued for 1 year, so they need to make it shorter." So they said, just come to Daejeon as soon as possible, and we need to shorten your length of stay in Korea. So they were going to shorten the amount of time I had left on my visa. That's how they presented it to me over the phone. So I didn't really have much of a problem with that. So I thought, I might have a couple of months left on my visa or something like that. So I was a little bit uncertain, but I thought, I have to go to Daejeon and sort out this visa status.